Seth, you better get on. I don't hear anything. I don't see anything. I don't hear it. Where's the music?
He's just not doing it.
In your head. Nope. We're live.
Hey! Sorry.
Hi, guys.
We were having a dance party.
Were we?
And y'all were invited.
Except for Seth. Seth was the anti-dancer.
Everybody needs a wallflower.
Straight footloose in here, man.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to ConCarolinas Television. I am one of your hosts, Bronner.
I'm the other one.
Hi, Bronner.
Ray.
That's right.
You know me.
And we have a fantastic panel. We have obviously a reoccurring. I said reoccurring. We keep having.
We are accruing them.
Yeah, we are accruing them fast.
Or accruing.
Accruing. But I don't even know where you are in relation to me right now, Nick. But Nick Barone is here with us.
Hey,
he is going to be a regular feature on ConCarolinas Television. I might not be on every episode, depending on knowledge, but yeah, he is definitely a nerd on
lots of different.
The next level,
a multi-hyphenate nerd, multi-hyphenate,
multifaceted.
Yeah. And we also have who's that? I was gonna say that sexy bearded fella, but we are all pretty sexy and bearded.
Whoa.
I must say.
Are we?
Let me
Get a
check.
marker. It'll be all right.
Let me check. I'm gonna check
on the show.
You.
There's content to be had.
Oh, now that's the first lie.
Hi, babes.
Hey, babe.
Babes. How you doing? Calvino.
All right. So let's start with the red beard.
Yeah, the red beard.
The sexy red beard.
The gorgeous redhead.
How you doing?
How you
doing? It's me. I'm Bear. How's it going?
The GBB.
He's the great big bear.
I am.
All right, and the boycotter. What you up to?
Yeah. What are you?
Don't know what that is, but my name's Seth.
Seth the boycotter.
I don't know what that
Can
is.
you change his
That's
heading?
why, bro. You
Boycott.
wouldn't
Yeah, you weren't dancing.
You
Too good to
boycotted.
dance.
It was, in my defense, the music sucked.
Wow. Shots fired.
Hold on.
Always dance to the beat of your own drum. All right. Well, who's ready to get scared? Or talk at least about being scared?
Let's get creepy.
Do it.
Okay. Well, in honor of it being, the fall and beautiful
Let's cut
weather.
Yeah. It's October. It's Halloween.
October. It's scary.
It's Halloween month.
Yeah, scary stuff. And so we're going to talk today about our top 5 classic scary movies. It doesn't have to be classic horror as in like
blood and guts.
Like
blah blah blah.
I lost my microphone or my headphone or some shit. Oops.
He got too spooky.
But yeah, I got something scared the shit out of me. Papa. Anyway. Is that on the banned list of what to say? I have no idea.
Classic movies.
Am I been muted?
No.
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 Am I on timeout?
I'm gonna put you on timeout.
Wait, we're only 9 minutes in and we've already derailed horribly.
real weird stream if like you're muted and they're just hearing us respond to things they can't hear.
Right? This is gonna be a great show.
I'm gonna do that show.
Because if he's muted,
so far,
then
yeah.
I'm muted, and it's all bad for everybody.
We're sharing the microphone because budgetary constraints.
So Bates, I see you with that 13 Ghosts. Now, are we talking the original? Or are we talking like the good one? Because we had a rule.
Which one's the good one?
The one with the sexy Shannon, what's her name?
Yeah.
That's my sexy dance.
The 2001.
You like it?
Oh, Tony Shalhoub?
Because there is.
Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah.
Yes.
Monk was in it.
Yeah,
Monk was in it.
Yes,
because that one is
But I
the
think that's
best
out
one.
of our
Like the
date range.
original, not even
Yeah,
worth
a
it.
little bit.
It's not in the date range. Did the chat not get the parameters?
Well,
Pretty
that's
sure.
what I'm about to let
Pretty
them
sure.
know.
All right. Let's give them
Because
some
our lovely
parameters.
panel of
see.
guests were given some rules. Yes, the monk one. And the rules were it had to be 1990s or earlier. And we said 90s because as much as everybody wants to think that it's still like 2001, it's not.
And it's classic. If they can call Guns N' Roses and all those other bands classic rock,
Right.
then I'm calling these movies
They're
classic.
calling like Blink 182 classic.
Oh my
Right?
goodness.
I'm just
Are they
saying.
really?
13
are.
Ghosts is just
Welcome to being
barely
old.
outside of that range. It was
Right.
2001.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Bates, I will allow it.
have it. Yeah, that's
Because
pretty
it was so good and because I'm holding out hope
Yeah.
for a series. Like I want a series on 13 Ghosts.
On Hulu.
I like
Ooh.
yeah.
Each ghost
Yeah.
Going
gets
into
its
the
own
ghosts,
show.
absolutely, yeah. Wanna
Hell
know
yeah,
more about
that'd
them.
be great.
My heart says that one's allowed.
13 episodes, 13
Okay.
goes.
Yeah,
Boom.
I think we can. Yeah, I'll vote on that one. It's in.
Yeah.
Can we?
The eyes have it.
Don Darrow can produce it.
Oh,
He's a movie maker.
what's that?
Okay.
Uh,
Who wants to go first
Let's
on the
kick-
panel?
Let's kick this party off.
Let's go ladies
Oh,
first.
boy.
Whoa,
I like that idea.
Yeah, go for it.
I wasn't even ready.
Yeah, open your
right.
phones if your list is on your phone.
My list is on my phone.
Mine's
And the
okay.
reason I did that is because I started thinking and then it snowballed and I had too many movies in my head and I couldn't figure out like what
Yeah,
the hell.
she
am I
was
doing?
sorting them all day.
Like
and
I'm just gonna start listing them off. No,
Yeah.
actually we're gonna go with probably the oldest one on the list first. Just because it is a grandfather of a lot of different spooky, scary movies, genres, styles, and we're gonna go with Nosferatu.
Oh, okay.
ooh,
Classic,
nice.
just of the times. It kicked off vampires.
Bela
you know.
Lugosi, right?
No.
Ah,
Bela
Bela
Lugosi. Can
Now,
you go
Bela-
wrong? And even
It
though
wasn't Bela Lugosi.
It was not Bela Lugosi.
Who was
yes,
it?
it was. Am I thinking of a different? No, that's the
Oh, Nosferatu. Talking
Nosferatu.
about a silent movie.
Yeah, that's 1897. Or no, sorry, that's the
no. It's like
I'm doing my
22.
1922. 1922, yeah.
22.
Here's
Yeah.
my impersonation. Turn me black and white, John. Okay, I'm done.
No more sugar for Bronner before CCTV.
I think my blood sugar was
Max
119.
Max Shrek was the
Well, yeah.
But like, so I think of it and I think of like the classic, the poster board, and I'm like,
It was more, yeah,
yeah. I mean, it was
Yeah.
it's true factor,
yeah,
but
very haunt. Yeah, I
It
don't have the
is. It is
ability
very
because
much
I
like
don't have shoulders.
the Godfather of pretty much everything that we're about to
Nice.
talk about.
it's very true.
So
That is
I
very
think
true.
paying
Good
homage.
pick.
I agree. I'm pretty good with that pick. Okay,
I
Bear.
surprised
I feel
not
like
go with
it's all night.
any vampire movies.
you didn't?
I did
I-
not.
Are you,
didn't
are you
either.
afraid of
I
vampires?
didn't either.
No. I'm a ginger. I'm accused of being a vampire all the time. Like, come on.
You have no soul. They
I
drink.
like to bite. I can't be in the sun. Like
Oh shit!
I'm
There are a lot of
basically a
parallels.
vampire. Yeah.
no.
So
That's it.
All right,
Well,
so
I
give
mean-
us your first pick then, there, Bear.
okay.
Do it.
So my oldest one was actually The Shining.
Okay.
Because that movie was just it not only was
Creepy.
it kind of scary, but it kind of was like that mental scary too. Like it
Yeah.
was that mental mind freak there. So-
Atmospheric horror, yeah.
I
And
loved
it, you know what was really scary about it? Scatman Crothers. Dude was
Mm.
scary. It was like the only good thing about that movie. I mean, like,
Oh,
The
dude.
good
only
as-
good thing?
like Danny
Shelley-
was good.
Hold on.
I don't know.
Shelley Duvall
twins
just
in
being
that?
Shelley
absolutely
Duvall,
tortured into
The
a
twins.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I don't
Okay.
it was.
I don't like her. I'm sorry.
here's Johnny.
I like the way you're talking
Yeah.
right now.
Oh man.
Ray wants you to shut up.
Did you say that? Was that directed to me?
Who do you think?
Let's pretend hypothetically that I also have The Shining somewhere on my list.
You know what? We all have
Should
The
I-
Shining
should I
on the
save
list,
it?
don't we?
No.
Or do you want me to
Because I
dive
have
in
it on
now?
mine. I do. Okay, but I think we all have it on the list for different reasons. What's your reason, Nick?
Oh, my reason? It's just such a wonderful, frantic film. Like
Mhm.
the way in which we're dealing with a person going through like a psychological mental breakdown, and there's a wonderful absence of exposition that would like give you the comfort of filling in the blanks as to what's going on as the movie progresses. But
Mhm.
as like wasn't his name Jack? Like Jack
Yeah.
played Jack,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
As he's like slowly slipping into insanity, you don't quite know exactly what's going on. You over time you sort of figure that he's like interacting with ghosts, and something about this place like draws violence out of whoever is
Yeah.
there. But
Mhm.
they never really quite reveal. And even The Shining itself, you're like told that it's this psychological power, but it's not very well defined. And I love that. I
Yeah.
love the fact that there's that mysticism, because not knowing is scarier than anything else.
Yeah.
So
Which-
I watched it,
It is.
well, several times, but two very poignant times. I watched it when I was younger, and then I watched it again when I was older. And when I watched it when I was older, you get different things from it, and it's
100%.
essentially
Oh yeah, absolutely.
an entire movie about cabin fever.
Mhm.
That's
Mm.
what it is. The guy's just losing his mind. They're stuck. They're snowed in.
No, there's more to it.
There, I mean, yeah.
There's cabin
There's-
fever.
there's
There's the
more
most
to it.
annoying woman on the planet. There,
Poor,
Sorry,
poor,
Shelley.
poor Shelley
The
Duvall.
child, the child set that off.
Yeah.
Is it?
The
Rest-
interpretations
no.
of this film can
Yeah.
be off
Oh,
the
yeah.
walls. Like some people
Right.
are like, this is an allegory for alcoholism.
Mhm.
Like
Right.
it just goes all over the place.
Mhm.
But
Have you s-
you can take those things in this movie and you put them together, and I feel like they came together for this beautiful masterpiece that
Yeah.
Have y'all-
collectively 99% of the population agrees is a masterpiece, to the point that
Mhm.
you're talking about Toy Story, the carpet is the same
Yeah.
as in
Yeah.
The Shining.
Yeah.
You've got
Yeah.
the twins are represented in other movies. You've got
The,
the little
Oh yeah.
finger thing,
the room.
They are
number
it's
completely-
iconic for sure. Yeah.
and it is so
The
iconic.
amount of
and
memes that were made from
Oh,
that
right.
gift,
Have y'all seen the documentary about the making of that movie?
I have not.
I've
Whole thing
heard
is
and I've read of things.
It's super, like, absolutely take a look at it sometime. Like the making of The Shining might even be scarier than The Shining itself. Like
Wow.
it was brutal. Like legitimately
That's what I'm
gave
talking
Shelley Duvall a nervous breakdown. Like
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
wasn't really treated the
See, and I've
kind
heard
by her
No.
Like
it was
that.
like it was to the point of like, oh god, the director's name is escaping me, but
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick
Kubrick.
might should have been arrested after
Right.
that one.
Mhm.
So we've got some
Well, then
call
how
outs.
could he have made Full Metal Jacket?
Call
That's
outs from the
ridiculous.
chat. Let's call these out here. All right,
All
let
right,
me
let's
see if I
call
can
'em
get
out.
back there.
Ooh.
Candyman,
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That
Good
was a good
Charlotte,
one. Yes.
Alien, Village of the Damned, Amityville Horrors, Tommy Knockers. Like the chat's got some good options
Tommy
here.
Knockers?
Tommy Knockers. Yeah.
Tommy Knockers,
No.
Goofy
I
as
love
hell,
Tommy
man.
Right.
It was so goofy.
right? But it was good.
I
Who
mean,
wrote Tommy
Um,
Yeah, I'll be honest. Candyman almost made my list. Like,
same here, same here.
it's right there. It was almost there, but
All right.
Candyman was close for me.
Don't give too
Well,
many away from
mhm.
the chat because they might,
Yeah, it might be on the list.
coincide
Yeah,
with-
They might,
yeah.
but they
Yeah.
might not.
but they've got some good ideas here.
They have great ideas.
And
Dude, they're doing
I
great.
love the chat.
they have good ideas.
I hug
Thank
the
you,
chat.
chat. We love you. We're not going to put on a mask later and
Oh,
haunt
she
you in
said
your
maybe
home
because
and
y'all
kill you.
were older.
We're not going to do
You
that.
didn't like Tommy
Speak
Knockers.
for yourself.
Oh
here.
god.
I got this
Bates,
great jacket in the
Bates
closet. I'm
is
ready
my
to go.
favorite,
We're gonna party.
and I'm the
Right.
oldest. Cheers.
All right. So I
Oh,
Bronner,
Bros,
Yeah. I have ice in my mouth now.
I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to keep drinking to keep your mouth occupied.
Oh, okay.
Because we're gonna go with Seth,
I shall. I shall.
and I need you
Okay.
to not
We shall
interrupt Seth.
endeavor.
All right. What's one of your, not in any particular order? What
well,
throw one out?
Since everybody so far has been doing their oldest film, I'll do the same. My oldest, my first pick is Night of the Living Dead, 1968,
Ooh.
George Romero classic. Yep,
Very
Like-
nice.
a absolute shoestring project. In fact, the most successful, what we would consider indie film these days. At
Yeah.
a time when horror movies were generally pretty schlocky, pretty goofy and funny. He
Mhm.
comes out with this thing, and this movie was originally marketed as a freaking matinee to take your kids to. Kids were crying and screaming in the theaters, like it was insane. Yeah, oh yeah. It's the first time somebody put like hard gore on the screen, and it was so good. But it also like I love when horror movies have something to say, and it really without
Yeah.
even honestly like Romero has said several times that he didn't intend to make it about race relations, but it absolutely is, and it's subtle about it, but it's totally there.
Yeah. Whether
Alright.
he like accidentally fell into that or not, like doesn't really matter because it does have so
Oh,
much
for sure.
commentary. Like racial relations, gender relations, like it's
Mhm.
all in there. And it's so influential on the genre. Like modern
Huge.
zombie films are still stealing
Mhm.
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Like
what I was gonna say.
the
Like,
the
if
zombie
They're either-
Nosferatu is the
Comics,
godfather of vampires, Night of the Living Dead is the godfather of zombies.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're either paying homage to it, or just blatantly ripping it off, So
Yeah. I
but
mean, to the
to this
point
day they're still doing it. Yeah.
the point where if somebody goes away from like the established zombie like lore, it's a shock.
Right.
Like when 28 days later came out and zombies run now. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
Right? They're
it was-
fast.
Now all zombies
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
Why do all zombies run all of a sudden?
World War Z.
How's the fat guy
How they
supposed to get
build
away?
towers out of each other? I don't know.
Some people tried to get their cake and eat it too, and now they have fast moving ones and slow moving ones.
Right.
Crazy.
I had hope when they moved like a zombie, but now that they move like a crackhead,
We're done with this. Yep, the rage zombies.
Fortify.
they're gonna. I'm gonna
Fortify.
die.
That's what you got.
No, we just adjust our zombie plan.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
do
fortify.
have a zombie
Okay.
apocalypse, game plan.
I think everybody does. Thank you.
God,
Night of the
I
Living
think
Dead.
every nerd does. I don't think
Pretty
everybody
much, pretty much.
does.
My friend, okay, side tangent. My friend gave me the most absurd zombie apocalypse survival plan, which is not to survive, it's to cover himself in like a suit of armor covered in spikes, get bit so he becomes a boss zombie.
Make himself a martyr.
I mean,
That is not a bad idea.
It's something.
awesome.
What a way to go!
yeah. I mean, okay.
I'm ready. That's like falling down
Oh,
on your
yeah.
sword or spikes or something.
I need this game
I'm
to be
for it.
made.
I am so.
I want the game.
I'm down for the
Yep.
game.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is it my turn?
Okay, it could be your
Yeah.
turn.
Okay.
It could be.
Wait, I need face recognition. Okay. Technology. All right. So my first, I'll do my oldest too, I think. Yeah. So my first is going to be a classic movie. Let me just read you the synopsis and you can try to guess what the movie is, okay? Ben and Marion can't believe how cheap the rent is at their giant Victorian summer home. Over time, however, they begin to sense that there's something peculiar about the place. Marion becomes strangely obsessed with keeping the house, and Ben finds himself prone to unusual bursts of anger and his vicious Aunt Elizabeth becomes withdrawn,
Oh,
then mysteriously dies.
House on Haunted Hill.
Huh?
House on Haunted Hill.
I leaned toward my computer like I didn't have an earpiece. Wow, I'm a pro. No.
That's definitely Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes. That's it. That's it. Yeah. I think it's 10-2.
I'm gonna say this because I'm
It is
old.
an older one.
I'm an older guy, and I watch obviously older, crappier TV. As a youngin, this movie was called Burnt Offerings.
Never heard of it.
So look it up. The best thing about it is that Oliver Reed. I don't know if you know who Oliver Reed is. He was in the first Three Musketeer movies. He was Porthos. He's the guy. He's got a little thing on his face. Very, very. Oh, and he also played in Oliver. He was, the bad guy, whatever his name is, McWidget or whatever. I don't know, but and then there's Karen Black, and she's got this weird eye thing going on, dude. Freaky. So watch it. It's good.
It is a classic. And it is It's
Okay.
of its time. It's not
Calvino
bad.
would have never got. See, that's because I'm old. I'm 54.
We stumped Calvino.
Wow.
It's not
Way
like
to go.
stumping Nev. Gosh,
We stumped Calvino, and
That's-
Bear didn't know.
That's. I mean,
That's pretty
I
good.
didn't know. But
That's
that
it,
is
yeah.
like
That's pretty
good.
1976 movie, so that is definitely an older movie.
Bates
Yeah.
asked, wasn't he in Bogus?
I don't even know what
What?
bogus is.
I don't know.
either.
All right, I won't deviate from my list, Bates, but I will check,
Oh.
or you can Google.
I just made me think of a movie I should have put on my list.
Oh no. Oh yes. I know what you're thinking of.
Put them all on your list. We're gonna get together and we're gonna like movie marathon these.
All right.
Yes.
Let's go with your number 2 pick there, Ray.
Oh, I was looking up for Bates. So
Okay.
we're doing somebody else.
We'll do Nick.
I'll
Go,
with
Nick.
that.
Go.
Okay, so I guess I honestly don't know what my oldest film on here is, but should I start with, because I approached this in a very methodical way. I watched a whole bunch of movies in advance of this. I watched my favorites. I came up with a top 5 list, but I also have an honorable mention. Do you want me to start with the honorable mention,
Oh,
or
damn.
No, that's at the end.
that's the end? Okay, cool.
That's the
Then
end.
we'll start with my number 5 was Halloween. The reason being Halloween 1978, John Carpenter, an incredible slasher fic.
Mhm.
So influential on the genre. It either created or like cemented most of what we see now in modern slasher fics. It was copied over and over again. Such a great film. Also of slasher fics, like usually the victims are pretty stale and you don't get much from them in terms of who they are as characters. And that's sort of true of some of the people in Halloween, but the protagonist, you get a lot. You actually care about this character and you don't want her to get killed by Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And like the bad guy has
Don't ruin that body.
Right.
yeah.
That's why. Well, that's a personal reason. Selfish reason, but yeah.
Very selfish. Hi, Mom. And Bates, you're thinking of Gerard Depardieu. He's in the other Three Musketeers.
Oh, he's from the 90s one, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one. That's the one. Yeah.
To me, like horror films, they're still stories, and story is at the heart of everything. And like jump scares are great, all that stuff is great, but it still has a fantastic story. And you learn about Michael, you learn about his history. I would 1000% recommend it.
So you're talking about the Rob Zombie version, right?
I'm talking about the original 1978 John Carpenter version. I don't mind the Rob Zombie version. I don't mind it.
I don't either.
I don't.
But
It's
it's
better
not
than
the
other
first one.
sequels. Have you seen the
not-
other Halloween?
Okay, all right,
sequels?
fair.
It's
They're
different.
There's
What about
one where
Season
a
of
guy
the
tries
Witch?
to do kung fu against Mike Myers.
Oh
Okay?
God, that's true. Oh no.
It's
So
what's funny
they're rough,
about it
they're rough.
though is
Okay.
that you can't repeat brilliance like that. I mean, that's lightning in a bottle, right?
No.
How can you do that again?
Mm.
I don't know. I
They've
mean,
been
and Rob
trying.
Zombie's got a hell of a
Yeah,
lot
they've
of talent.
really been
They,
trying.
they've
Yeah, I mean,
really,
House
for
of a
like
Thousand Corpses is amazing.
28 movies later are still trying to recreate.
That's not the person that created Halloween. That's the studio.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, for sure. Because Halloween was supposed to be an anthology series.
Right.
That's why Season of the Witch goes off in left field. Doesn't really have anything to do with Mike Myers.
All right.
Well,
So
all I
now
know
we're
is
back to you.
the last
there, Ray.
Halloween needs to be the last Halloween.
Yeah.
It's not even out yet, is it?
No, but
It's soon. Yeah.
It'll
Halloween
soon die.
Ends, I think they're calling it. Yeah.
Halloween apocalypse.
Halloween.
Okay.
Zombie
okay,
edition.
Okay.
Okay. Is it me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody said, "Hey, go Ray."
I'm-
So, just button that. Just button that. All right. Because The Shining was so gracefully stolen from me, and I had to pull that one off my list.
You have backups.
I do have backups. So we're gonna go with my next one, and that's Evil Dead.
Okay.
Ooh.
Which
Okay.
one? One or
That's a
two?
good one.
I mean, it wasn't really
The
like
first one.
super scary, but
The
it was
first one.
still very
first one?
entertaining.
The first one.
The
It
first one.
wasn't exactly scary. It was
Yeah.
campy. It's Sam
It was
Raimi.
creepy.
It's designed to be
It is Sam Raimi.
campy.
Yeah.
It's
But
so
at the
Yeah,
same
it
time,
had
there's
some-
some
So
creep factor
a
there.
lot of camp,
It
but
did.
it was still scary.
Yeah.
But the cult classic that it has become,
It yes,
Mhm.
it generated a cult. Yes.
it literally just was its own like black hole and sucked everything in, and everybody is following it. And it is Sam Raimi, and despite which you may like him, you may not like him, he is a genius. He does things that he does it his style, and he does his style well.
Mhm.
And then I mean, how could you not? The Book of the Dead. I mean, it's got everything.
Necronomicon.
Oh
It's
god.
got everything
Yeah.
that you would want in a spooky, scary movie.
Mhm.
It just so
Including
happens
jump
to be
scares.
hilarious.
Have you seen Within the Woods?
Yeah.
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 I mean, let's be honest. It's got a sequel. It's got a series. It's got a TV
It does.
series.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And it gave us Bruce Campbell. I mean,
Yeah.
not
It did.
the franchise gave us Bruce Campbell. Was he in the first one?
Yeah.
He
He was
was
in
in.
the first
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he was driving the
Because
car.
The
He was
Bruce
in
Campbell
Ash
is
the whole time.
a
He was
Sam
in with-
Raimi staple.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Sam
In
Raimi's
fact,
directing,
he lost.
Bruce
He
Campbell
went
in
the
to
first one.
film school with Raimi. He was in the
He was his buddy.
the
They're
student film
besties.
Within the Woods that became Evil Dead 1. Like he's been around forever with
Oh,
Sam
yeah.
Raimi.
That is why he's in the Spider-Man movie. Then.
Yep.
To
And
the
in the
point.
Doctor Strange for
So,
no reason.
I was
Right.
exactly going to bring up Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Watch Doctor Strange. We're paying homage to the Evil Dead. Like,
Yep.
come on.
Yeah.
That is very true.
It might
I
as
That's
love
well
you
be
probably
some
why I
Evil
Bruce
like
Dead.
the
Campbell.
movie so much.
Yeah. It's so
So
good.
that's my pick.
It's a good
I
pick.
rem-
It's a good pick.
This is my broomstick.
I
Calvin
do remember that early on when you could change, like in Windows, you could change like opening a window, closing a window, doing all the little things. You can change the little sound bites, and all of mine were Bruce
Oh.
Campbell quotes. I mean, all of them.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, that was fun.
Good times.
All right, who wants to be now? Let's go,
I-
Bear.
Fair?
Oh,
You
Okay.
went. You
I
went.
got it there. No, I did go. I did go. The only reason I was going to volunteer is because mine comes off of hers, but Bear has not gone yet. Bear should go.
Bear should go.
Okay.
I rescind.
So the next one I'm gonna put out here again, no particular order. This is actually one I'm really excited for. This is one of my favorites, Hellraiser,
Oh,
and it's got a new
It's
one
so
that comes
good.
out tomorrow, and I'm excited for it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that movie at the end of it, I this is one of the ones I rewatched, and I still was at the end. I'm just like,
Mind blown.
what? Like, you have more questions at the end of that damn movie than you have answers, and the sequel picks up right where the first one left off. Like, I just like the way that those movies were made,
Yeah.
I liked it.
and it's got a whole lot of like subtle BDSM notes throughout the movie. Like,
Really?
Not always subtle.
Really?
just
Not always
subtle.
subtle.
Not very
Subtle.
It's pretty on
Did you
the
watch
nose.
the right movie? Because I didn't get that.
No one heard that. We're all just laughing for no reason. That's hilarious. But yeah, Clive Barker, genius.
Mhm.
Obviously, I think he's a better writer than he is a movie maker. But just because I love the written word and I love this interpretation as opposed to what they put
Putting
on
it
film.
on screen. Yeah.
But they just to piggyback on that just really quick, has anyone ever seen Nightbreed?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that was a
I can't
Clive
say that
Barker
I know.
movie.
It was.
And I just the reason I bring it up is because he is so creative in the way he develops the bizarre characters.
Yeah,
I mean,
surrealist horror.
so
Absolutely.
creative.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I fully agree. I think that he is an incredible conceptualist. Like when
Mhm.
he comes up with,
Mhm.
because it'd be easy to say it's all like visual, but it has to do with like the full concept of the characters he creates. His creature designs are just like next level to the point.
Amazing.
Like, so Hellraiser was actually my honorable mention. I love aspects of the film. I recently rewatched it and I found it like there's some boring spots. I'm gonna be real, but Pinhead,
Oh yeah.
the
The
Cenobite,
Chatterer. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
He made an iconic bad guy. He really
Absolutely.
Iconic.
I think he
Yeah.
gave
Just
what
want to know more about them. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Yes.
missing that in a lot of horror
Yes.
movies is they
Mhm.
don't develop those characters well because they're riding on the hopes of it being creepy, it's being scary.
Mhm.
They don't need to be detailed, they don't need to be complex characters, but he gives you that.
No.
And then you
And-
realize, well, that's what I've been missing from these characters.
Yeah. And
No, they weren't.
No.
yeah,
no,
it
they weren't.
was
the Cenobites
Frank.
Our
were-
producer says
Yeah,
the
but-
Cenobites are not the
Yes.
main
In the
villains.
first film, it was Frank. Frank was the
Right.
guy who he got the box.
he's a-
He opened it. He wanted to experience ultimate pleasure, so he got punished for
Yeah.
his hedonism.
Mhm.
He falls into the Cenobites, and they decide to torture him. And then he's like slowly coming back through like blood sacrifice. It's really messed up. Yeah, no, the
I'm
Cenobites
definitely
were
gonna have to
almost the
rewatch.
hero of that
Well,
film.
In
Well,
a
well,
weird way.
Just
Yeah.
being short of being the hero.
Kind of
Yeah.
more like a force of nature than like a
Yeah.
a protagonist or antagonist. Yeah.
and the fact kind of like what Ray was saying, that they don't give a whole lot of information on that, it leaves you wanting to know
Mhm.
more about the Xenobites. You know what,
Yeah.
who, what, why. Like
Yeah.
I wanted more about that, so I'm going back and rewatching all of the movies again. And
Yep. Same thing we're talking about 13 Ghosts. Like,
Yeah.
those are just such interesting characters. Like I just want to
Yeah.
know.
it really is.
Why? Yeah. Or what
Mhm.
brought them to that
Backstory.
point?
You want more backstory on those specific characters. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think going back to that Nightbreed, I mean, he explains a lot about, creatures and his evolution of creatures in that movie. And maybe you can take some from that. Because I think it came out maybe 3 or 4 years after Hellraiser came out. So maybe you can take a little bit of their backstory and associate it with
Yeah.
them. So, and they might even be called that. I'm not sure. But anyway,
I think they were supposed to be like the spiritual successor or something like that.
okay.
'Cause he couldn't get it done through the like
The other way.
anyway. I can't remember. It's been a while. I want to say he had like production issues, like the studio didn't want to really develop it much. I don't know.
Right. It could have been great. Is
Yeah.
the point?
Calvino wants to know if Cenobites are a cereal. Cinnabites.
Yeah.
Different bites.
Cenobites, yeah.
See,
I wouldn't eat that.
Yeah.
I really. I mean, you can put it in your mouth, but
into hell
no.
if you eat that and be
All
All
right.
right. So on
Seth.
the heels of Hellraiser, we'll go to Seth. And what's next on your list?
Next one, I'm actually gonna call an audible because my next one was Evil Dead 2.
That's my next one.
That's mine too.
Why am I the only one that picked the first one?
damn.
So Evil Dead 2 is so much better. But I mean, number one's good.
It is
Number
good.
one's better.
It really is good.
But
It's
I
like
am
here
gonna,
and here.
No,
yeah.
Evil Dead
I
like
just-
open the doors, and it's so campy,
Oh.
classic, and there's so
exactly.
many quotes that come from it. Come on
No,
now. First-
but
now
I'm gonna say
there's mine. Mine was on my list, but now I don't have to call an audible, so my honorable mention will now become in place of Evil Dead.
exactly. Yeah.
There you go.
My so one that I was gonna use as an honorable mention, but I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say Nightmare on Elm Street 3: Dream Warriors as my next one.
Shocking.
1987. Yeah, the song is goofy as hell, but it's great. It's great in the best way.
Yeah.
But no, it took a like the first Nightmare on Elm Street was a great movie that aged all right. Like it has some spots that just look a little goofy these days. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 just didn't know what the hell it wanted to be, and I don't think it worked. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 completely changed
Like
the
it came
formula.
together.
Yeah. They changed the formula, gave you really relatable protagonists who could fight back. So you didn't know if they were going to survive. Like they had and the things that Freddy was doing to them were related to their lives, their insecurities, their anxieties. It was terrifying watching these people go through this stuff. But they had the ability to fight, where a lot of other slasher victims don't. And so
Yeah,
you had that tension of, is this person going to be able to escape Freddy?
they actually have a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
And
actually
that mentally draws you in.
yeah, and you
Exactly,
literally sat there every other slasher film ever saying, "Fight back!"
Right,
And
right.
in this movie, they actually do.
Yeah. So it's a great one. In my opinion, I think that's my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
It is.
I'll give you a thumbs up
yeah,
on that one.
I'd have
for
to agree
sure.
with that one.
All right, I'm going again.
Well,
Right.
before we go again, let's talk to Nick about his.
There we go.
his
All right, Nick. Are we going to talk about Evil Dead 2?
we are going to talk about it because the three of you are like chomping at the bit, and I just want to move past it.
I mean, a little bit. Yeah. No.
Jealous that you didn't pick it.
No,
Don't get me wrong. Like, Evil Dead is a great movie. In fact, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness, if you haven't watched these films,
Fantastic
you should
trilogy,
go out. You've done a disservice to yourself
all of them.
by not watching them. You should watch all of them. But Evil Dead 2, the reason I put this on here is it is the most successful horror comedy fusion that has ever been created. And there's been a lot of people that have tried afterwards. It is so wonderful. And it's Sam Raimi at his finest. He is wonderful when he is frantic. He's all over the place. His shots, he loves to do those shots where like the camera's just moving and tunneling through. And his camera crew, I think maybe also he had like a budget for once. So like whereas Evil Dead was like bogged down
No budget.
$6. Yeah.
Evil Dead 2 didn't have as many budget constraints, which was great. And it starts with like a pseudo reboot of Evil Dead. Like it takes you back through that film. But then it takes Ash to different, wonderful, crazy, and awesome places. And nothing is better than the groovy montage where
Oh my god, yes.
I don't want to spoil too much, but his hand turned against him. His hand got possessed. He had to get rid of his hand, so he's one-armed. And he goes into this shed, and he goes to this montage where he ends up replacing his hand with a chainsaw. But the way it is done, and it's been that scene alone has been copied by so many movies because it was so epic. Like you see him do like this step of it, flash back and forth. He straps the thing on. He puts the trigger release like into a lock on his chest, and then he like actually makes the chainsaw, and you're like, he's got a chainsaw hand. That's great. And then he saws off his shotgun. You're like, oh my god, this is the most epic thing I've ever seen. So good.
I was so like sold. I was like Bruce Campbell for
so
life.
good,
I mean, I really was.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen My Name Is Bruce?
I have.
Yeah. It's like mid 2000s or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like it's Bruce Campbell playing himself going to a town like for like a convention or something, and the people think he's actually Ash Williams and like enlist him to fight a demon, and it's like it's hilarious. It's great.
Yeah. Did you ever see Bubba Hotep?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love Bubba Hotep.
Okay, now that this bromance
Anything
thing-
Elvis is.
Okay, we've settled the Army of Darkness 2 bromance thing. Moving on.
All right,
Moving on.
moving on. The movie that gave me the most trauma in my life, and probably still does to this day, is The Omen.
Ooh, yeah.
He stole this one off my list.
Good.
It's my movie.
Well, which version?
The original.
The original.
Oh yeah.
The original. The
Absolutely.
original crazy like priest outside of the church with the thing coming down.
Mhm. That was
Unbelievable.
Such an amazing movie.
Unbelievable.
Perfect creep factor. Perfect evil
That
factor.
kid was the
It was just-
original Chucky that problem child redheaded little fucker. I mean, I'm sorry, but remember Problem Child with the redheaded kid?
Not all redheads are problem children.
Not redhead. Yeah, I'm not. This is
But-
okay. This is not ginger bashing. I promise.
I'm feeling called out. I'm feeling a little called out.
Jacqueline,
I'll make
my
it up
wife,
to
if
you.
you're watching right now, you're a redhead.
Hey.
I still love you. I don't think you're gonna
I will buy you a red bandana
Listen,
as an
fair,
apology.
fair. When I kick Bronner to the couch, we can go cuddle.
Yeah.
Because he's making his way to the couch tonight. He
Oh,
stole
yeah.
my movie. But I still, to this day, like, kids don't get it. But I'll look at them and I'll be like,
Oh,
okay, Damien. They
Yeah,
have no
right.
idea what I'm saying.
The Dobermans alone in that movie.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Come on. Had to be the
But
scariest movie I've ever
That's,
seen in
that's
my
the,
entire life.
it's a good little satanic, just
Yep.
evil. I love it.
Thank you, Mom.
It scared the hell out of my mom.
Mm-hmm. See?
I loved it and it scared the hell out of her. I'm kind of twisted.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, it's the anything really demonic or devil is kind of gets me. I mean, that's just my scare point, I guess. Because I don't know. I mean, and it's not like I'm a man of like, profound faith or anything. I'm agnostic, but still movies about the devil or demons.
I think it
scare
gets
the hell out of me.
everybody.
The hell out of me.
The hell.
Scare the hell into me.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Nick.
You're welcome. I'm trying.
Go with a
I'll
band.
let you go next.
Oh.
Oh shit! All right.
Ooh, shit.
So my number 3 pick was The Shining, but we talked about that enough. So I'm just gonna skip ahead. And coming off the back of The Omen, I'm gonna go with The Exorcist. Very similar type of film.
Okay.
I think that The Exorcist and The Omen have been copied. Like you wouldn't have The Ring without The Exorcist and The Omen. That brand of horror, that like possession, and like taking a child and corrupting that, and taking something that you normally associate with purity and innocence and making it something that is very fucking creepy.
Oh,
There's my F-bomb.
there's your bomb.
It really just gets at you. More than anything, though, I think the way The Exorcist is shot, I think that the terrifying and horrible things that you get to see that little girl do are so disturbing. There's like no walking away from that and being like, well, guess it's time to go have a bowl of ice cream, Like,
Ever.
No.
it
No.
sticks with you.
I haven't had pea soup
Try-
since.
Because I'm pretty sure Nick wasn't here for the episode where I said that movie traumatized me.
Yeah, it is. It's
Because I watched it,
traumatizing.
I was 10 or younger when I watched it for the first time. And like I was forced to watch this movie. I still, as an adult, with the lights on, broad daylight, cannot watch this movie. So it actually was going to be my honorable mention. Although, like, I can't stand it, you got to respect what it is.
You got to respect what it did.
Right.
You do. And it like yeah, I fully agree with you. Like it sticks with you. You can't unwatch The Exorcist. I straight up forgot what else I was gonna say, but it's an incredible movie. And if you haven't seen it, maybe don't.
Or do. I'd
might
recommend
scar
it.
you.
Have.
Listen, if you're not a 10-year-old kid, you can watch anything.
I would do a double feature with The Omen.
I mean, that's a
and
pretty
The
good,
Exorcist.
yeah.
I mean,
I would do
you
it.
can't
Why
get
not?
anything
John
better
says
than that.
BSB
this
and
year.
ice cream party.
Oh, I straight up, I remembered what I was going to say. The other thing about it that's cool, I'm a story junkie. You're going to figure that out if you watch like 2 of these in a row. I love the story. It is
I'm
a
with you, Clark.
movie. I don't want to give spoilers, but in order to defeat whatever the villain is, the peril, the existential threat, or whatever you want to call it, there is great sacrifice that has to happen.
Mhm.
And so the stakes are incredible.
Mhm.
All right.
Back to
Fair.
you, Bronner.
Good. Yeah.
Back to you. I like that. That
I
was
don't
like
want any part of it.
deep. That was deep.
It was so deep. I mean, I got a little verklempt at the vocabulary. I'm feeling a little bit. What do you call it?
You're feeling the vapor.
I'm the vapors. Yes. All right, Bear. Your tone.
How about it?
Okay, so I had Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, just because I did like it. It was a classic.
It was.
But since you
It's a
guys
great
went
movie.
with
It's a great movie.
two, I'll pull one from my side list here, and I'm gonna go with like a psychological, like mind mess you up kind of movie, and I went The Cube.
F-bomb. The
Which
Cube. Is that?
Okay.
I don't think that's old enough, bro. You're ejected.
1997.
Then you're not ejected.
You're not
I am
ejected.
not up. Yeah,
It's not as recent as you think it is.
That is-
90s are
Yeah,
old.
it's
they're,
been-
they're like,
there's
wait.
so there is a newer one of that they remade
Cube 2?
that is fairly newer, but
Yes.
the original
The original.
the original Cube was
Okay.
in 97, and it was one of those, like, they woke up, they didn't know how they got there, and they have to solve these rooms basically to get out,
Mhm.
and there's booby traps in every one, and it was so good. It really did kind of mess with your mind a little bit.
Did you watch Escape Room?
I did not.
Okay. Well, go
You
ahead
should
and watch
watch it.
those.
Okay.
I
I'm
think
If you
you would
like the
like
Cube,
it.
you will like
I'm
that.
putting a few of these on my list here of things I need to watch as we're going through.
There's a
them,
couple.
At least the first one, because they kind of get squirrely after it. But
Well,
it's, I mean, it's
The
not
second
horrible.
one was better than the first one, in my opinion. Better budget, I think, is really what it comes down to. But I think the really exciting thing about this episode is that it's giving everybody, as we lead up into October,
Yeah.
lots of
Lots of
ammunition.
good movies. Yeah.
Sometimes
Yes.
people go there like, what the hell am I supposed to watch? Especially in
Mhm.
lieu of all of these,
Fantastical
services
things.
just coming at you like whoa, like what do I watch?
Mhm.
But yeah, some good ideas out there.
Nightmare Before Christmas is always a great option to go with if you're looking for something to watch on this time of year. Just
I almost put it on my list.
throwing that out there.
It's Halloween.
You can watch it
He's ready.
between October and December. Like,
I mean, it's
all
fine. It's
seven
Oogie
perfect.
Boogie kind of creeps
still
me out.
relevant.
It is.
I love, for an animated villain, he is one
I
of my
love
favorites.
Oogie. He's so
He's-
squishy. Like, I want to hug him.
Oh. Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Okay,
So
so we're unsupervised.
Back at it.
So
Oh.
we're on super.
All right, everybody gets like 5 F-bombs.
All right. Well, now the F.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, since Bear talked about psychological aspects, I think I'm going to drop one in there.
Oh.
And I debated on whether to put this one in there because I don't know if it actually qualifies. But in my mind, a psychological
too.
thriller is just
Does it
as
scare you?
important as blood, guts, and gore.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I'm going to say Misery.
100%.
No,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's a good
Yeah.
movie.
I'm going to say they
That-
did a fantastic job with an amazing book. The
Mhm.
cast, I mean,
Great cast.
look at that.
Put Kathy Bates on the map.
Seriously. James
That
Caan
one
was
must be on
great.
my honorable mention list too.
I just think that in the history of Stephen King adaptations, you've got about a
One of the best.
50% chance of them making it. And this one is one of the top ones. It's just
Mhm.
the psychological aspects of it. It was phenomenal to not only read, but watch and analyze and dig into the psychology of it. So that's on my list.
Good one.
Good one. I know.
All right, Seth, hit us.
All right. So my number 3. We had 3 or 4. I don't remember, but either way, 3.
We're on 3.
My favorite monster is werewolf, and there are criminally few great werewolf movies. But in my mind, the absolute best is American Werewolf in London,
Yes,
1981.
Yeah.
that almost made my list. Almost. It was
It's
this
like-
close.
The best transformation scene, like
Mhm.
Ever.
yeah, the CGI can't touch it. Like the practical effects in that are just
Mhm.
amazing, and like just the
There are
horror.
just some things you
yeah.
can't.
The horror of him like going crazy, being visited by the ghosts of his dead friend that he feels so guilty about leaving alone as he was being torn to shreds. Like me, what else are you gonna do? You gonna fight a werewolf? You're not gonna punch a werewolf in the face. Come on. So running away,
Watch me.
fine. But still, that survivor guilt, he's just racked with it. And then when he actually turns and he's visited by the ghosts of his victims, it's kind of a goofy movie in a lot of places.
Mhm.
Like he's like trying to feel better about all the horror of everything just by joking and playing and having fun, and then just the worst, most effed up stuff happens. And he just
Okay.
and
So-
then
Clark, I wouldn't punch a werewolf in the face for a Klondike bar, but maybe one of those like M&M sandwich cookies.
Ooh.
I don't like Klondike bars, but then M&M sandwich cookies,
Yeah.
I will knock a werewolf out for one of those.
turn into
I will
kibble.
lay him out for that sandwich
Oh, yeah.
cookie.
Yeah.
They
Or the
used to have
sandwich-
sandwich cookies called Kulakus that I would
Oh, here we go.
that I would fight.
Dodger
I
Stadium.
just hate that they
It's
got rid of
okay.
the Choco Tacos, man.
That
Okay.
too.
You didn't have to go
I'm
there.
okay with
You
it.
didn't have to break my heart
Yeah,
like that, okay?
Right.
Because
I'm
I'm
okay
not
with
even lying. I'm not
Oh,
lying.
man.
When we heard the news, I went to the gas station down the street and bought
10 Choco Tacos.
We
Nah.
bought 10. It was like 30 fucking bucks. I'm
It
telling
was
you.
not. They were like $1 a piece.
Oh my gosh.
It
I
was a
was so
gas
sad.
station.
And listen, I was like, I'm gonna make these last. It didn't work.
No, they
Like
did.
five
You did
stuff-
not make those
tacos.
last.
I get it. You know, some people
I'm
make
sneaking a
emergency
bite.
runs during tropical storms and hurricanes and natural disasters because they need like water and milk and all that kind of crap.
Bread and eggs.
But
Choco
Choco Tacos, that is a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
And then
agree
this guy had to
wholeheartedly.
go bring it up again. Like
Okay,
I was
wait.
just getting over the trauma.
We've got to hurry because we raid into somebody, don't
Uh-oh.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
So-
Last one. Last go
Okay.
around for
we?
everybody.
Okay, wait. I
Oscar?
haven't gone.
All right, you go.
Amityville Horror, the OG.
Yeah.
The OG.
That's a good one.
Scared the crap out of
Good
me. I have this weird thing about like people that are
Creepy
killing their whole
houses.
family and just blood, kids in their blankets, and I mean, I just hated it, and it scared
there
the
something
crap
I
out of
need
me.
to know?
And the flies and all the different things. And my son
Gross,
is here
man.
to
Y'all.
testify. Come here. My son's here to
Help.
testify. I never shot him in bed.
Shot me?
Look how good looking he is. Camera. Okay. Amityville was by far. It was one of the
Okay.
Brolins that played the main guy in it, and the older Brolin, obviously, and super scary, and not. No,
Oh, you're
I
talking
don't
about
even
the
go
remake.
back.
You're talking about the
No.
more recent one.
No,
No.
that was Ryan Reynolds.
That
right?
was Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
All
so
right. So Amityville is
Start
your
this. Start this again. Hurry.
Who goes first?
okay. Bear.
I'll go.
Okay. Yep.
Nick. Bear. I don't
Um, mine is a. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I wasn't paying enough attention. Mine is Alien. I went the original
Nice.
Alien.
Also
Alien
got that
1.
one, yeah.
I know it's like
Love
some people, like,
Jamie
that's a
Lee
sci-fi
Curtis.
movie, but it's really a horror
Yeah.
movie. It's
Yes.
a horror movie
Oh,
with
yeah.
incredible world building. You are
Mhm.
shot into the far future, and you very quickly have to adapt to all of that. And everything is done so well. The dialogue choices of what you need to know about this world are like succinct and to the point. And when you get to the alien, like there's scenes. There's the first face hugger that jumps out, creepy as hell. There's alien bursting out of a dude's chest, creepy as hell. But then just like
Oh.
having one xenomorph,
Wicked, yeah.
there was something beautiful about when it just used to be one simple alien that's stalking people. The things that you can do, and it was all practical effects too,
Oh, yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Having an alien drop behind a dude who doesn't quite realize it, and then slowly watch as he gets engulfed by this like
Mhm.
predator alien that's way stronger than he ever could be. Amazing film, and if you haven't seen it, you need to go on Amazon. Go rent it at least. It's $3.
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
Absolutely.
It's so worth it.
It was hard for me not to put it on the list
Oh,
because
I
of
had
that
it on mine,
strong
yeah.
female,
Sigourney Weaver.
hero. Yeah. That was hard for me.
Ripley.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
we
yep.
know.
And
Good buzz.
Jamie Lee Curtis. We had a good
Nope.
long
All right,
conversation about
next.
Jamie Lee.
Next. We're out of time, so we got to go. Lightning.
Okay.
Lightning.
Okay,
round.
Lightning Speed
Okay,
Bear.
so the one that I'm gonna put on here, and this might be controversial because of it, is in 1994. It's The Stand. It was
Okay.
kind of a TV movie series.
Miniseries, yeah.
Just
One of my
was.
favorite books of all time, Bear. I
Yeah.
mean,
It was so good, and I remember watching that had some like nostalgia to it too. When I went back and rewatched that, but it was just
I got something for
I
you,
said
Bear.
good
Real
versus
quick.
evil.
Real
What's up?
quick. The rats are in the cone.
He says that all the
I
time.
say it all the time.
So my
Yes.
lightning, I'm going to throw this out here. Lost Boys. The costumes,
There you go.
the
I loved it.
soundtrack. The whole movie is just great. It set the scene for vampires of the age and to continue. And then Twilight came in and fucked it all up. Yes, that's my F-bomb. Okay.
There it is.
All right.
There you go.
Seth, hurry.
It's my last one, 1982, John Carpenter, Returning That Way, The Thing.
Thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
Almost on my list.
the best, like some of the best practical creature effect work. Just God, horrifying. Like the paranoia, not knowing who is who, if somebody's a monster or a thing, or if they're just a person. The sequence with the sequence with when they're all tied up and they're doing the blood test with the hot wire, and they've come across, they find out the captain or whatever, I can't remember his name, that he's the thing, and he starts like convulsing in the chair while the others are tied to him, and it's crazy. And McReady's trying to get the flamethrower working. Oh,
Nuts.
so great.
You can't go wrong with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
All right. My last and the last thing that we're going to talk about here on ConCarolinas television is The Silence of the Lambs. It's
That was a
just
good one. Yep.
cinematic masterpiece. Jonathan Demme won an Academy Award Best Director, right? I think he even won Best Picture as the first like real horror movie ever. Jodie Foster, hello, and then hello, Clarice. I mean, that guy, like, put him into the stratosphere of fame. Obviously,
Okay.
okay.
We
This
didn't play
right
that.
why I didn't put that one on my list. That right there.
I just wanted to be known that I took Poltergeist off my list for him to not talk about it. Not freaking talk about it. All right. So thank you to all of our wonderful gifts. Gifts are gifts. And they're wonderful choices. I hope we have given everybody a lot of movies to choose from in this Halloween spooky season. Coming up next week, we have something called the Monster Mash. We're putting together a little competition.
Yeah, Nick, call me.
Some monster competition. We're gonna make it fancy. But we really appreciate everybody in the chat for showing up. Bates, Calvino, Clark, Nympho,
Mom.
I really didn't want to put mom after Nympho, but hi, Mom.
Nympho Mom.
But thank you guys for showing up, and we will be rating over into whom? Nev, the Zarknor.
Zarknor.
You definitely don't want to miss Zarknor. He is
the elder being extraordinaire.
Hilarious.
Very funny.
But thank you guys for showing up, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah. And I'll be
Peace and love.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Love you, Mom.
The fastest.